Hi everybody. So, when I first met Michael, it was 1984. He was in kind of a rough patch. He was crying all the time. He was living at home with his parents. And he was frequently wetting his bed. But then I came along and straightened him out. No, seriously, before I get started in the real part of the speech, I just want to give a big thank you toast to the mother of the bride, Mary Beth. And to the father of the bride, Steve, the son of Jesus. A huge cheers to them, to our good fortune, and to everyone who made it out here tonight to celebrate this beautiful couple. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Michael's younger brother David, and I'm extremely honored to be here tonight for not only my brother, but for one of my best friends. And before I get all sentimental, it wasn't always so great being Michael's brother. It was actually quite risky and somewhat dangerous. You see, the lesser known side of my brother is that he was somewhat of a pyromaniac and a daredevil in his youth. And by somewhat, I mean I consider myself lucky to be alive. So, when we were small, we talked our parents into getting us a family dog. I was content to do what normal boys would do with our dog, take her home, take her for walks, run around, play fetch. But as she grew up, we started to realize that this dog was fast. He was very fast. So one day, Mike comes up to me and says, "Dave, I have this idea. Go strap on your rollerblades and meet me out front." So I say, "Okay, we go play some hockey or something, I don't know." So I go outside and Mike comes out with our dog. She has this crazy look in her eyes, like she's about to be shot out of a cannon. And then Mike has a harness and an extra long leash and a pair of helmets. So I don't think this is a good idea, Mike, but I trusted my older brother, and sure enough, by the end of the afternoon, we'd invented a new extreme sport. It was amazing. So, by dodging garbage cans and crashing after squirrels in tow behind our psycho dog was nothing compared to the danger I would be asked to face during Michael's next phase, aka the home movie making years, aka the pyrotechnic phase. They're the same phase. So, calling high school Mikey a pyrotechnic would be like calling Mozart a musician. Yes, Michael's pyro skills were ingenious. So when he rallied all of his pyrotechnic friends, he got a movie camera and wrote a script called Mortal Justice. Mortal Justice. I should have known better than to be cast as a dispensable lead character. Chuck. By the spotlight and the amazing contract that he was offering me, I soon found my inner Chuck running through carefully rigged gauntlets of gunpowder charges and plumes of fire for scenes that probably didn't have much meaning.
So there you are, you little piece of...
As I recall, Chuck had no love scenes, very few lines, and he had to carry around this 50-pound fake AK-47 at all times.
It was not fake.
It wasn't fake.
But I can't hold it against him because he made up for it in so many ways. You see, as I came to realize then, Mike's passion for blowing things up was outmatched by his love and passion for people in his life. Whether it was racing the dog or shooting action movies with him, he always showed that it wasn't about the thrill, but it was about spending time with me and creating something together. Here I was, this snivelly little middle schooler, and Mike's in high school, and he insists to my parents that I'm essential to the film, and then he'd be allowed to smuggle me out of the house to shoot late into the night with him and his high school buddies. So maybe it was awkward for him to have his little brother hanging out with his high school buddies, but he never made it seem like that. And I'll never forget those shoots. They taught me a lot about camaraderie, trust, thrill creation, friendship. But most precious to me, they allowed me to get to know one of the most generous, sincere, beautiful friendships I've ever had the pleasure to have in my life. If I were less hardened by the years spent with Mike, I would be crying right now. But before closing off this section, I have to mention his safety record was perfect, as he did have all my lips, and my eyebrows grew back. So naturally, as Mike got older, I couldn't help but look forward to meeting a woman who would capture his heart. She would have to have a huge heart, and she would have to be brave. I remember the first time I met Nicole and saw my brother and her together. It was a typical night in Mike's apartment. The space heater and the air conditioner are running at the same time. It's very dimly lit, and it's Chinese food laid out. But something was different about Mike. Something had changed. I noticed that a certain restless glimmer in his eyes that had kind of accompanied some of the thrill-seeking and some of the pyrotechnic insanity had kind of changed into a peace and a contentment. And as I hung out with Nicole, I understood. It was as if Mike had found a secret that he couldn't put into words, and this glimmer behind his eyes was just a content smile. So as I got to know Nicole, I understood. Here was somebody who loved him for who he was, who could light up a room with her humor and her wit, whose heart was huge, but who also enjoyed a nice mosh pit at a Henry Rollins show on the weekends just to unwind. Sure enough, as time has gone on, I have only seen this contentment and peace in my brother grow and solidify. Nicole, I know that the look in my brother's eyes will never fade, because in you, he has found his soulmate, confidant, and partner in crime that not only shares but complements his dreams, desires, and his heart in so many ways. I wish you both a lifetime of happiness together. So would everyone please raise their glasses and join me in a toast to my brother Mikey and Nicole, to your future.